Hello there, Pokemon internet consumers. I bet a lot of you think you have seen every single shiny Pokemon out there, but what if I told you, even some of you Pokemon experts out there, that there's probably dozens, if not hundreds, of Pokemon shiny variants you know nothing about? Because did you know back in the day, Pokemon Colosseum and Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness had shiny Pokemon available, and it was the first time we saw these Pokemon in 3D. Not only that, you could transfer your shiny Pokemon from the Gen 3 games into those games. Shiny Pokemon have changed from game to game, but some of these are completely different than their current day versions. So I thought to myself, what better way to introduce these Pokemon to you than with my own personal tier list. And we got a couple hundred Pokemon to cover here, so let's get started. As you guys know, I like to start my tier list by putting one into each category. For instance, look at this Vaporeon. As much as I love the purple Vaporeon that we have nowadays, this is fucking sick looking. I love this thing. And in A tier, I have Lapras. Look at this Lapras. Lapras is purple nowadays. This teal blue, it's so different than its current version. I really like it though. For B tier, I'm actually going to choose this Voltorb. Voltorb is blue, but he is not this blue. Someone took the blue shader in this game and just knocked it to infinity. I guess for C tier, I'll choose this Dragonite. Dragonite is like kind of a shit green. It's not a great shiny. I do like it better than this though. Yeah, I like his like little fusion dance he's doing too. For D tier, I'm sorry, I don't know what the hell they did with Diglett, but that is the worst shade of green I've ever seen in my life. And without further ado, we can just go in Pokedex order. And first we have the Bulbasaur line, which is not crazy different. It is a different shade of green, but it's nothing special. And real quick, I want to make clear, this isn't like a comparison video. I'm not judging it based off how different it is. I'm judging it based on its own merits as its own unique shiny compared to their original forms in these games. Charmander is less yellow and a lot more orange, but you know, it's nothing crazy. It's just extra saturation. Charizard, just like his original form, fucking beautiful. Charizard got the holy treatment of shinies. The Squirtle line is decent. Blastoise, you can barely tell anything. I assume the back of his shell is different, but that's still a C tier for me. Look at Caterpie. This is completely different. Caterpie's shiny is like bright yellow, and he has black and yellow. That is great. I really like Metapod's orange. That's B tier. Butterfree, again, beautiful. It looks a lot closer to the alternate Butterfree that was in the early Pokemon episodes. I'm sorry, Weedle, you're going into D tier. Kakuna. That's not too bad. I'll like that. Another pretty good shiny. Pidgeline is actually pretty accurate. It's a decent shiny. I like Pidgeotto's a little bit better just because of the hairdo color. Pidgeot, Rattata is also pretty accurate. I do like that. Raticate, a little less. The Fearow line is also pretty accurate. Nothing too crazy. Aikens, I'll give that a B tier. I'm feeling generous. Arbok, I don't know. Just that certain color is not doing it for me. Pikachu, buddy, you're the mascot, man. Even Pikachu throughout the years, they've slowly tried to make his shiny more interesting by making it more orange, but this is still barely any difference. D tier Pikachu. Raichu isn't too crazy. That's a C tier. Sandshrew. Yeah, he's green, just like he is nowadays, but it's like a completely different green. They're just throwing a shader in any direction and just sticking to whatever it landed on. I guess that's a C for me. Sandslash's current day shiny is much better. C tier. The Nidoran line. I'd say the first one, it's a distinct, oh, this is pink. That's B tier. This did not turn out very well, and I don't know what's going on with this. It's different, but it's staying in C tier. The male Nidoran line turned out fucking great. Look at those. Nidoking especially. A tier. Clefairy just has the green ear tips, just like the original. I'm gonna put that in D. Ironically, I think Vulpix is better than Ninetales is shiny. I think Vulpix is pretty good. Ninetales, I don't know if it's D tier, but it is nowhere near as cool as its current day shiny. Its current day shiny is like one of the best ever. This one, Jigglypuff's skin is definitely more purple. I assume its eyes have changed color as well, but I'm gonna put that in a safe C tier. Same thing with Wigglytuff. Zubat's pretty accurate, and it's a pretty good shiny as well. I'll put Goldbat up there as well. Oddish's green came out a little weird, and it's already a green Pokemon, so that's staying in C tier. Gloom, what's wrong with you? What's going on, man? That's a alright shiny, I guess. Vileplume, I like Vileplume shiny. This version of it is nothing crazy, though. Paris, extra red. It's not bad. Parasect, not bad. Venonat looks like it was possessed by a demon, so that's a B tier. I'm starting to notice that the red and green color palettes that they had for this game were not nearly as good as the blue. So the blue, it's sexy, man. That's A tier. Dugtrio, go right next to Diglett. That's, ugh. Meowth's shiny is actually better than its modern day, but it's still not good. Meowth's shiny is actually more distinct than it is nowadays, but it's still not that good. Persian is actually weaker. Look at this Psyduck. It looks like it was swimming in a sewer. Ugh. Bullduck, extra blue, I guess. Sure, why not? Mankey, there's not much of a difference there. Not much of a difference with Primeape. Growlithe is just extra yellow. I'll give him a C though. Arcanine, it's harder to tell even. Poliwag, I don't see the difference. That's just extra blue, but I'll take it. Poliwrath though, I don't know why this Poliwrath looks exactly like how he does in the manga. I'm gonna put that in a C tier. Abra, just like current day, does not have a very good shiny. Kadabra, same thing. Alakazam, I'll give you a C. Just like nowadays, Machop is this kind of ugly shade of green. This is actually even less distinct, but I'll give them C's for the whole line. This Bellsprout looks like it's dying, but I kind of like it. And Victory Bell just has more colors going on. I think the spots help it. I would say that is a strong B. Cruel, Tentacool and Tentacruel, that's not bad. The C tier is gonna be stacked. I'm gonna give the entire Geodude line C tier. And Ponyta and Rapidash are actually pretty interesting because in the current format, Ponyta is bright blue and then Rapidash is just pure white. This is kind of like in the middle of that. This actually might work better, but I'm gonna put these in A tier. Slowpoke, that's a C. This Slowbro, I don't know why I think these colors work on him. I'm gonna give him a B. Magnemite line, that's C's. Farfetch, that's a D. Dotrio, C's. Looks kind of gross, but whatever. Seal, can't really notice. Dugong, can't really notice. Grimer, that color actually works pretty well on Grimer. I'm gonna give it a C though. Shoulder turns into this pinkish red color. I think that's pretty good. Give that a B tier. Cloyster, meh, C tier. Look at the Ghastly line though. Like, this is so much more obviously a shiny line than their current format. Ghastly, B. Haunter, B. Gengar, that might be an A tier just because the black Gengar with the purple tongue, I don't think this pose is doing it justice. That's crazy. And the purple eyes as well, so much better than current day Gengar. Onix, that's kind of a weak C tier. Drowsy, sure, pink, I'll take it. Krabby's yellow is a lot less colorful, it's a C tier, same thing with Pinsir. Electrode, a lot less cool than Voltorb. My Egg Boy, that's a C tier. Look at Exeggutor though. He's got like a Super Saiyan 9 haircut now. I actually really like Exeggutor. Put him in A tier. Cubone and Marowak, they're pretty good. Hitmonlee, I actually think these colors work better than the kind of lime puke green he's got now, but it's still C tier. Hitmonchan, C tier. Lickitung, C tier. Coughing, I actually like this color on Coughing. B tier. Wheezing, C tier. The Rhyhorn line is C tier. This version of Chansey is a lot less colorful than its current version. Tangela, I actually think, is B tier. That green is so much better than some of these other greens. Kangaskhan, that's pretty weak. The Horsey line, that is really good. I actually really like the Horsey line. That's gonna be an A tier for me. I actually really like the yellow on this Goldeen. Is it better than all of these? Yeah, I think it's better than all of these. That's a B tier. Seeking, not so much. Oh no, the Staryu line. These shinies nowadays are like top tier. These ones not so much. That's a C tier for me. This is like one of the best ones ever, but this version of it, is it at least B tier? Is it? No, it's not. It's a C tier. Sorry, Starmie. That's kind of gross, Mr. Mime. I don't think this picture is doing it justice, but I'm still gonna give the Scyther a C tier. Jinx, C tier. Electabuzz, C tier. Magmar, kind of like what they're doing with Magmar here. Still a C tier though. Pinsir, who for some reason has a really good shiny, B tier. Tauros, kind of weak. This is one of the classics right here. Obviously they would get this one right. They knew from Gen 2 that this was what the shiny looked like. Magikarp though, B tier. Gyarados, as you can guess, would be A tier. Ditto's shiny is accurate, and I would say it is B tier. Eevee's shiny nowadays is white, and this is not it. That's kind of gross. Actually, I'm gonna move that down to D tier. That's a bad shiny. Jolteon's pretty good. Flareon, pretty good. Ooh, look at this Porygon. That is much different than nowadays, and I might like it more. That's gonna be a B tier for me. I really like the purple on Ammonite Amistar. That might actually be, is that A tier? Do I like it more than all of these? I do. Colors on this Kabuto actually work pretty well. I'm gonna give that a B tier. Kabutops is kind of weaker. Aerodactyl, just like it is nowadays, and it's a really good shiny. Nowadays, Snorlax sucks, and this version of Snorlax, unfortunately, kind of sucks. Articuno is actually really accurate, and this version almost looks better than it does nowadays. That is a strong B tier. Actually, I think I like it more than the rest of these. That is A tier for me. Zapdos, just like nowadays, it's not very good. Moltres. Moltres' shiny nowadays is sexy. It's a sexy boy. This looks like the Disney Hercules version of Hades when he gets angry. It's a C tier. Dratini, the bright pink, get up in A tier. This version of Dragonair though, Mewtwo, which actually has a more distinct shiny than he does nowadays. His eyes are actually a different color. Instead of his tail being green, it is yellow. I think this works better, to be honest. I still don't think it's that great. I'm gonna give it a B tier though. And Mew, just like nowadays, is pretty sexy. I'm gonna give it a strong B tier. The Chikorita line is not that good. I'm gonna put those all in C tier. Same thing with the Cyndaquil line. I actually like the blue on this enough. Do I want to give it a B for that? It's still a C for me. Typhlosion is actually the weakest out of those. That's a D. The Totodile is actually better than his older brothers. That is a B for me. The older boys, oh god, that's a C. D. Actually, I like the spikes on his back. I'll move him up to C. That's a D though. That's a C. That's a C. That's not even like a distinct version of it. C, whatever. The yellow on this compared to its red is very different, but I just don't think it's that good. It's a C for me. I fucking love Spinarak shiny in this game nowadays. That's an A tier for me. Is it better than all of these? Yes, it is. Not so much on Ariados, but Demented Spider, I'm going to give it a B. Crobat, for some reason, had a really good shiny. That is a... That's an A tier for me. Chinchou and Lantern, unfortunately, are C tier. Pichu, barely see the difference. Cleffa, Igglypuff, all D tier. This Togepi's kind of funky, but I'll give it a C. Togetic, that's a C. I don't know if it's just this picture, but this Natu is D tier, unfortunately. Cotton Candy Mareep is not as pretty in this game. I'm gonna give that a C. Flaffy, don't even see the difference. Ampharos, though, that's kind of funky. That's a B tier. Blossom looks like another poisonous flower. I'm kind of into it, though. That's a B tier. Marrow's not yellow like it's supposed to be. That's a C tier. Yeah, just not a really good shade on Meryl. Sudowoodo is actually pretty great, though. Is that a B or is that an A? Yeah, I think that's a B. Politoed, my guy, that's a C. Hoppip does turn yellow, but I don't like this version of it. C, C, Jumpluff is actually pretty sexy. That's a B tier. I like 8 Palms shiny. I don't know if I like this version of it though. That's a C. Sunkern C. Sunflora C. That might be a D for me actually. Yanma, that's actually a really good shiny. It's accurate too. That's a B tier. I like Wooper. Do I like it more than all of these? I think I do. Yeah, sure, why not? Quagsire is a little less colorful. Do I really like it more than all of these guys? Nah, I'm gonna leave him down in C. And the starter Pokemon for Pokemon Colosseum right here, we got Espeon. It's alright. Umbreon, I really like that blue. I think I like that blue more than its current blue and its current shiny. I don't know if it's... I'll give it a B, fuck it. Murkrow, oh. Slowking, not doing it for me. Mischievous, kind of basic. Unknown, which was the first shiny Pokemon I ever caught. It's a bright blue color. This is not it. That is a D. I like this Wobbuffet, actually. That's a pretty good Wobbuffet. Look at its tongue. These all just look poisonous. Girafarig is kind of gross. Pineco, I like its modern form. Same thing with Fortress. Not so much this one. Dunsparce is pink, but again, it's like they took the shader on the entire Pokemon. Wow, Gligar actually got a really good shiny. I love that blue. That's a A tier. I like Steelix. Do I like it more than all of these? I think I do. A lot of these are just, again, they shaded the whole thing and it just came out weird. Steelix works though. Snubbull is exactly what I'm talking about. Ugh. Granbull. Ugh. Quillfish. I think it's accurate, but not very good. Oh wow, look at Scizor. Is Scizor shiny green or yellow? I can't remember, but this is really good. I'm gonna give this an A tier. Shuckle, Heracross, This Sneasel's kind of crazy. I just don't think it's a good kind of crazy. Teddy Ursa, oh, I'm sorry, buddy. Ursaring, I'm sorry, buddy. Those colors just don't work for you guys. Slugma, I really like its modern day. This is alright. Macargo, alright. Swineup, I miss your little minty green body. That's not doing it for me. Piloswine, no. Hey, it's a Galarian Corsola. That's a C tier. These are all gonna be C's for a while. I'm just gonna start stacking it up. Actually, I'm gonna lower Delibird down here. Yeah, I'll give Octillery a little bonus here. Skarmory has a good shiny. Houndour's current shiny makes him look like a ghost dog. This is not it. Kingdra's shiny can't even touch his modern day. Phanpy, I barely noticed a difference. Donphan looks more evil, but I still think that's a C. Porygon 2 as a C for me. Stantler, C. Smeargle, D. Tyrogue, C. Hitmontop. Ooh, I kind of like that pink. Give you a B. These are all pretty worthless for me. That's a C though. I don't know if these colors work for Miltank. Kind of like it though. That's gonna be a B for me. Blissey, no big deal. Raikou, in fact, all of these Pokemon for a while. A lot of Gen 3 actually is pretty accurate. I think they paid a lot closer attention to these Pokemon because they were just coming out and their shinies were new. So they probably had a better idea of what they were doing for them. So here on out, we're gonna have pretty accurate to their original, like modern day, with some variations down here. But Raikou is a wonderful shiny. I love it, especially the colors it has in this game. A tier. Entei, it's more in his face. It's not bad. That's a C. Suicune, about the same level. Larvitar, barely notice the difference. Pupitar, not that significant. Tyranitar, same deal. I wish they got a better picture of Lugia's belly. Lugia is my favorite Pokemon, but his shiny has never been great. I'm gonna give him a C. Oh, it's Ho-Oh, and I think obviously one of the best shinies. This game is pretty accurate. I'm gonna give it an S tier. Celebi is fucking great. That's A tier. The Trico line is all A tiers. Torchic line did not do as well. I'm gonna give these C tiers. Mudkip's purple did not come out very well. These are all C's. The Poochyena line, the color here is not that cool. Zigzagoon, not doing it for me. Look at the purple Wurmple though. Even Wurmple made it out of this game pretty good. It's pretty accurate. I'm gonna give it a strong B. Suicune, C. Beautifly, good shiny. This version of it though, Cascoon, that's a D for me. That's a C. Lotad is a really good shiny. They didn't really get it. That's a D for me actually. These are interesting. These are a little different. I'm gonna give Lombre a B tier. Ludicolo. I actually think I really like this Ludicolo. Like, the ones that look more natural are doing it for me. These are pretty average. Halo's green didn't come out very well or distinct. Wingull has always had a bad shiny. This version of Wingull I actually might like better because it's not just like a part of his wing that changes color. It's his whole body, but it's still not very good. I like the Ralts line. I don't like it as much as its modern version, but I am still gonna give them all B tier. Circuit, that's a D. That's a C. Shroomish is actually very different. He's pink. I like it. It's not great, but I like it. Breloom, though. This is a wonderful shiny. That is A tier. And could I get a C tier for the Ninjask line? Whismur's is accurate, but still not that good. Oh no. I don't like these. Makuhita is supposed to turn red, and this, again, just looks like they were just fucking around with a shader. That's a C. That does nothing for me. Azumarill is pretty good, actually. Nosepass, The Skitty line, they're doing nothing for me. Sableye is actually pretty cool, though. I really like him. I do like the modern gold one, but I think this is good. I'll give him a B. Mawile is a C for me. Aron, this line, it's mostly about the red eye. The green is even less distinct. I can give these C tiers. I actually caught a shiny Meditite on stream today, so I'm very familiar with this shiny. This version of it, it's nothing crazy. I actually like his evolved form though. That's a B tier. Damn, look at this guy. That's a good boy. That's a good doggo. I'm gonna give him I actually really like that one. I'm gonna give that an A tier. His evolution kind of sucks though. Plusle, probably the worst shiny in Pokemon, and just like its modern day equivalent, Plusle is shiny blows. It's terrible. Worst shiny. Minun is more blue than green, but I like it. This one's worthless. This is alright, I guess. Roselia's shiny nowadays is about its black petal. This, again, is just like kind of a fucked up shader. I'll give it a C. This is interesting. Gulpin is C tier. It looks possessed. But Swalot, if I gave Gengar a high score, I gotta give him a high score. It's very similar. I'm gonna keep him down in B tier, though. Damn, look at Carvanha. That is a great shiny. I feel like I can move up some of these A tiers because like this is getting too crowded and there's a distinct difference between some of these. So Caterpies, the Tricos that have more color to show, I'm gonna put up there. And Raikou, I will always love Raikou's shiny. Celebi, this version works really well. Alright, back down here. This Sharpedo blows. Wailmer, that's pretty good. It's accurate too. Same thing with Wailord. Numel, Numel shiny's so good. They didn't do it justice. C tier. Camerupt, who has an amazing shiny, did not make out very well here. Torkoal, Spoink, We're just gonna keep lining up C tier. Spinda, this is a good shiny. I'm gonna give that a B tier. Trapinch, Vibrava actually made it out pretty well. I'm gonna give that a B tier as well. I actually think that might be an A tier. Flygon, Flygon, I think might be better than all the C tiers. Put him in a B. Cacnea line, Swablu, I think is a high C tier, but it's still a C tier. Zangoose, oh, that blue, it just pops. That is a B tier. Seviper, again, I don't like this green, like in general, but I think it works on Seviper here. And give him a B for big bad snake. Lunatone, it's more about the eye, nothing crazy. Same thing with Solrock. Again, these are pretty accurate shinies. Barboach, the yellow, with Cash, C tier. Corphish is not much of a difference. Same thing with his evolution. So Baltoy's shiny nowadays is much different than this, but here it's a lot more accurate. I actually think this works out better. That's gonna be a B for me. Same thing with Claydol. He's a really strong B tier. I really like him. This kind of works. It's kind of gross though at the same time. It's a C tier. Same thing with his evolution. Look at these guys. That is a wonderful shiny. That blue came out really well in this version of it. I like it more than the red version nowadays. That's an A tier. And you know what? Fuck it. Same thing with the evolution. Give it an A tier. I'm gonna give that an S tier. I'm gonna give that an S tier. I don't even care. Phoebus, Melodic though. Again, I don't think this picture's doing it justice. I know what it looks like though. It's sexy. B tier. Castform, nothing crazy. Kecleon, A lot of these are gonna be pretty meh. Duskull, modern day version's a lot better. Tropius, I'm gonna put that in D actually. Trimecho, whatever. Absol is a good shiny. I like the pink on it, but this is not doing it for me. Purple works on Why Not. This is just the shiny I'm ranking here. Give that a B. Snorunt, that is a fucking glorious shiny, especially this version of it. I like it more than most of these. I think I'm gonna put that in S tier actually. Then he evolves and you regret your decisions. We got Spheal down here. It's accurate and I do like this line. I think these are strong shinies, all B tier. Clamperl shiny again looks like they just took a shader and went wild with it, but I think it works this time around. I'll give that a B. Huntail, oh I'm sorry buddy. Nosepass, Skitty, Delcatty, This one's a stronger C. Actually, I'm gonna move these down here. Rokance again looks possessed, but for some reason, this color works. I like this color on a lot of these Pokemon. They look possessed and dead, but it's a zombie Rokance. I think it works. Love Disc and Bagon is a B. I don't think Shelgon works very well. Salamanth, that's a solid B. I don't know why, I just realized a bunch of these are on here twice, but it ends with Deoxys. I know it ends with Deoxys, so. The Metagross line. The Metagross line, they kind of did dirty. Like, a lot of these, like, offend me or they're so plain. Yeah, I'm gonna give these all D tier. Even Metagross, who's supposed to have the big orange X, does not have it. Regirock, its current version, I think works really well. This one, not so much. Regice is kind of sexy, though. I'm gonna give Regice a B. Registeel is kind of gross looking. Latios and Latios. These are very colorful versions. Latios, A tier. Latios, A tier. Kyogre, easy A tier. The legendaries always kick ass. Groudon, not so much. I'm gonna give him a B. I don't know if it's just his picture, but he looks so evil right here. He looks like Godzilla on the loose. Like, is his stomach actually that dark? Assuming the picture is accurate, you know what? I'm gonna move him up to A tier. Rayquaza, it's accurate, and it's one of the best shinies in the whole franchise. S tier. Jirachi's shiny, could do a little bit more. Deoxys, I hate to end it on a bad note, but shiny Deoxys' modern day yellow is really nice. This, not so much. Maybe Deoxys was such a secret Pokemon back then that they didn't want to like mess with it too much, but I'm gonna scan the tier list to make sure there's no changes I want to make. I'm pretty confident that these are all D tier. Now that this section is so filled up, I think I can confidently move at least a couple of these up. I kind of felt like I did these two wrong. I'm gonna move Macargo up at the very least. Is there any B tiers I want to move up? Maybe Melodic? I don't know, maybe Aerodactyl, maybe Mewtwo. Some of these are really good. You know what? I'm feeling generous. Aerodactyl is a great shiny. Milotic, another great shiny. Is there any A tiers I want to move up? If I got Vaporeon up here and some of these other ones, then I can safely move up Latios and Latias. This is just so crazy, I gotta put it up there. You know what? Kyogre is S tier. I don't care. Some of these are pretty close too, though, but I'm happy where we stand. And that is the tier list, everybody. If you want to take one more look at it all, A lot of crazy shinies. Let me know in the comments, were there any shinies you thought their GameCube counterparts were better than their modern day? Or what was the best shiny you saw out of this collection, and what was the worst? If you're a fan of Pokemon or tier lists, then subscribe to the channel. I've done a lot of tier lists on Scarlet and Violet Pokemon, their shinies, all the other Pokemon and their shiny forms, and probably going to do a whole bunch in the future, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss that. Thank you for watching as always, and until next time, with that, I leave you.